Hello, everybody. This is Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York, with my buddy Arjun streaming live from Oakland, California. How you doing, Arjun?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm flying back to the East Coast tonight, so I'll be joining from Pittsburgh on Friday, but things are going good.
The home of the Penguins.
The home of the Penguins, the home of the Steelers, former home of the steel mills.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. It used to be a sooty kind of town. A lot of smokestacks and stuff. But
Yeah,
that's all different now, isn't it?
it is. There's still some remnants, though. There's a bar that I really like there called Stinky's. You can still smoke inside. It's a great Penguins bar. It's a relic of the old days of Pittsburgh.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, Google's in there now. A lot of, CMU graduates are staying in Pittsburgh rather than going to the West Coast. So the city is changing quickly.
And the university has always been a good sports, has fielded some good sports teams, especially
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah, Pitt basketball and when I was in high school was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Not so much anymore.
yeah. So we've got people in the peanut gallery. Should we say hello to some of them?
Sean, hello.
Hey, Sean, good to see you. Leading off the peanut gallery today.
We have Dan, a BCRX lover who is 70% cash. Cash is a position.
I am heavily cash, but not 70%. More like 28%.
70, yeah, wow, seven. I don't think I've been in above 50% cash in years. That's
Well,
great.
it's kind of a scary market, and you don't like to see a lot of red in your daily portfolio, and you don't like to give back profits. So I
Sure.
don't blame Dan one bit. Shalom, Dan.
Yeah, yeah. Cash is a good
We
position.
can start and end the show with shalom because that's a perfect word to start and end the show. We
Shalom.
say with An Young in Korean.
Namaste. So we get a lot of hellos, very little other than just hi, hello, hi, hi, hi. Everyone's just not
Linda,
trying to talk about
how you been doing, Linda? Thanks for the pics, but I didn't post them for the last 2 weeks. I think, considering how we've all been doing in biotech, that we'll take a little hiatus.
Yeah, let's wait till it's not, what's the word? Dreg.
Kamal says hello to Linda. He doesn't say hello to us, but he says hello to.
He
That's
gave a
that's okay, Kamal. You're forgiven. We love you, Kamal.
he gave a hi to us too. He missed it. It's all good. Jiggly, 70% cash does not sit well with.
Jiggly. Everybody's got their own style of playing the market. Some people are in it to win it, like you are, and they're not going to be out of it for 1 minute. Others are in it to win it, but take a more cautious approach. And Dan is really not that much of a cautious guy, considering the large position he had in BCRX. So I respect him for his opinion. Look,
Yeah,
cash is a position.
absolutely.
Cash is a position. Look at it that way. Planning to load up on Sava. Good call. I think. I actually sold some. I sold almost all my AD plays. I still have some in Elvis and Lily. I sold Anavex. I sold BIIB.
Yeah. Oh, just wait. There's no harm in waiting until bio
Joe
gets
God,
a good day.
nada pasa, nada pasa,
Nada pasa.
nada pasa. Yeah, we're going to start the show with CVM because people are beginning to think the news is coming. There's been a lot of option buying, and You know, it's kind of like the pregnant woman that's 3 weeks late. Well, I think CVM is about 3 months late at least.
That's what we call a post-hype sleeper.
Yeah. Jiggly says a verdict is coming. You know what? I'm going to, do you mean DOW? I think he means the old Dow Chemical.
I think he means the market at large.
I don't know what he means. Dow
Jones Industrial
Dow
Average.
Chemical doesn't exist, does it? Weren't they bought? I don't even know. I don't follow the chemicals.
We'll let Joda follow up with a comment to see if we know what he's talking about. He or she knows what.
Some people.
Dow Chemical. Yeah, Dow Chemical. There you go.
Yeah, it still exists.
Apparently.
Yeah, where I think they might be in Connecticut. Are they in Danbury?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, BLRX. Yeah, I actually have a few friends that love this play. We should chart it. Why not?
Wow, things are hectic in Minnesota.
Yeah, a verdict seems to be coming pretty soon in this high-profile case.
Wow.
Let's try to keep it to stocks here, though.
I'll be glad to look at Dow Chemical. I haven't been in a chemical company since Kerr McGee, which is about 30 years ago. They got bought by Dow, I think.
Yeah. CTRX.
I unloaded half my position. Couldn't stand it anymore. I capitulated.
Anyone selling bio, I don't blame you. Let's see recovery.
I sold more than half my VBIV. I sold all my Albo. I sold most of my bio, period.
Yeah, that's
very little bio left. BCRX, which is a big position.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm holding my VBIV, but it's kind of hanging by a thread at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to wait on the weekly picks until bio acts more like bio.
Yeah, I still think we're in the 8th or 9th inning on this nonsense, but we're clearly not out of the woods.
I'm loading up on quality. I'm not 70% cash. That's another way to go. But I'm loading up on the Teslas, the Googles, the Amazon, the Apples.
Yeah.
I also have a fairly large position in AWK, which has been I've been accumulating for a while now.
Yep, that all makes sense to me.
I'm itching to come back in big to bio. My big positions in bio are BCRX and Athesis, ATHX.
Yeah, I think when bio springs back, it'll be a violent swing back up. I mean, XBI, I noticed they're now approaching the levels that they were at in early November when the big volume and the rip started to come in. So I personally think we're close to a reset, but we'll see.
Yeah. So I listed a bunch of stocks in just now in StockTwits and Twitter. Maybe we'll go through them.
Yeah.
As well as do Dow and BLRX.
Yeah, I'll pull up.
Do you have the list, or should I get it?
Yeah. Maybe let's go ahead and chart. You can start with CVM. It looks like CVM. What a day.
CVM. That's the one that was up big today, bucking the trend. I should get Jiggly off the screen, right?
Yeah, well.
IBB, okay, we'll do that too.
Yeah, all these bio indices, I think we're close. It's just don't go in hard yet, just nibble on quality.
I'm a nibbler.
Yeah. But bio, I think you might still be a couple weeks away from reversal. I don't know.
Look, I'm determined not to give back all my gains from the first 5 weeks of the year.
Oh, of course.
I'm still sitting on a pretty profit, so I don't blame Dan for going 70% cash. I gave it some consideration, doing the same thing. Well, it just so happens I have IBB on the screen, so.
Yeah, why not? I mean, so many people in here live and die by bio. Might as well give the macro landscape before we go in to see
Yeah.
how CBM.
Now the thing is, I don't know if I have to, if this is going to be out. This is an old. Is this today's? No.
This is looking good. I think it did close flat. It was both this and XBI were a yo-yo all day, but it ended.
Yeah, 420. That's today. So it closed the doji in the middle of the candle.
Yeah, you got the 200 that it's been bouncing off very consistently.
200 is very strong support. That's the good news. But the bad news is the 200 is at about 146.
Yep.
That's the bad news. So you could be looking at 3% further down. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the 9-day doesn't hold and we wind up testing that 200 again.
Yep, I would agree.
I don't mind that at all. Let it take down another 3%. Just don't go down more than that. I'll be very happy.
I think what's encouraging is you see the touches of the 200 are still ascending. You don't see lower lows. You're seeing higher lows.
And look at this touch way back. Look how long this has been going on, since 11/2, probably even longer, where it touches the doggone 200 and it serves as support.
Yep.
And that was back in November 2nd. It was a low of 128. So it's come a long way since then.
Yeah, that was what I was talking about with XBI also, where that's when the volume really started to pile in on that same day on the XBI chart. And I love the 200 as support, actually. I won't say like, I love it.
145.55 is the 200 right now. So by the time it hits it, it would be about 146.
Yep. You'd love to see the 9-day become support, but I don't think we're there yet.
Maybe. Let's hope.
Yeah.
I mean, it bounced. It finished above the 9. It tested the waters, so to speak. I like that bounce back. So it's possible. It's possible that we follow through to the upside tomorrow. Market finished relatively strong, considering where it was earlier in the day.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm actually encouraged by this chart.
I agree. I think we're not quite out of the woods. I agree that we'll maybe test the 200, but
look, we even have higher highs from 4.6 to 4.15. We have 2 higher highs.
Right. You could argue that it's already starting to flip around for that reason. Yeah.
And the 100 doesn't appear to be much resistance. So if it gets past that 154.51 mark, I think you could go up quite a bit from here.
Yeah. Yep. Because the 50 and the 100 are touching, so that's effectively the same thing. Yeah.
And they don't seem to offer. The 50 is a little bit more meaningful in this particular chart than the 100. But I don't think either is going to pose a problem.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's no coincidence that this is starting to flip around, possibly as the 50 and 100 touch. Maybe that's a technical indicator, possibly.
Well, the problem is when the 50 crosses the 100, we might get a little bit of a further sell-off.
Right. Yeah, possibly, but they're kissing right now, and we're seeing. We just have to wait and see. But I agree. I think 200 is strong support. We might go sideways for a bit, but I think the worst is likely over.
What happened when the 50? Let's see. This is the 100. So when the 50 crossed the 100, this is the 9. When the 9-day crossed, we got a tremendous move up. And then back here, when the 50 crossed, we got a tremendous move up. So on the upside, there was tremendous indicators at crossing. Now we're looking at the opposite, negative cross, and it could imply further problems.
Well, it needs to cross first, yeah.
Well, it's they're kissing right now, and it looks to me like they probably will cross.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens, like you say. Let the chart tell us about what to do.
Yeah.
Right now, the good news is the 200 strong support. The bad news is that if it goes through the 200, look out below.
Yep.
You'll be looking at the 128 level.
Yep.
Which would be a nasty drop.
Very much so. But yeah, mixed story, but so far nothing to really panic about or get excited about yet.
No, I make the chart a neutral.
Mm-hmm. Neutral, just like the flat close today.
I should start with CVM, but I have BCRX one click away.
Yeah, why not?
This seems to be everyone's favorite, at least on this board. And it tested the 50, and this is the 50, right? That's 100.
Yeah, the 50 is just a tad above $11.
Yeah. And it tested it, and it actually resting on it now, I think.
Yeah. I think we're going to get the EU approval this week or next week.
Am I looking at this right? It actually rested on the 50 two trading days ago, and yesterday it hit the 50 and bounced higher.
Yep.
So the 50 is playing a big role right now. It's acting as support for BioCris. So I'd like that it holds. If it doesn't hold, we're probably looking at the 9-day for support.
Yep, I would agree. I don't think we go much lower than the 9 is my prediction. Yeah. Just from a fundamental perspective, I would say that there's a lot to look forward to here. I'm expecting EU approval this week or next, and then I want them to announce their earnings call so that I can plan.
Well, on Friday we talked about what we expected. We expected a pullback into the 10s. At least I did, and we talked about that on Friday. You agreed that it would probably pull back a little. Yeah,
it's testing the 10s and bouncing off it with relative ease so far. Yeah. But I
kind of think we will go down to the 9-day. 10.50 even. That's a very good stopping point. 10.55.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that low, but I could see it. Yeah.
All right, let's look at it at CVM. Really bucked the trend today. So BCRX is a major position of mine. CVM is a very minor position, but I still own a little. And let's look at this downtrend that really started about the beginning of February, right?
Yeah. Today, wow, very, very encouraging. It took out that high from, what's that day? That long red candle in the opposite direction.
This is a very nice candle today, really nice candle.
Yeah.
And also, it also used the 200 as support.
Right. And the 50.
It was about a week, 6 trading days ago on 4/13.
Yeah.
it hit 1505, hit the 200, and been bouncing up since.
Yeah.
However, it came up against the 50.
The 50, yeah, that's resistance potentially.
Potentially. It's actually closed slightly above it, which is a good sign. Did it take out the previous, did it make a higher high today?
It did, versus, yeah, what you saw on the 10th, I think, April 10th.
Yeah.
Or
Now,
12th, yeah.
1887, it took that out?
It did. Today, at one point, it was in the 19s, I think.
That's very bullish.
Yeah, I love this chart.
Very bullish, and we broke out of the that descending triangle, which looks like a consolidation pattern. Very low.
Yeah.
We've been consolidating February, March, and April. 3 months of consolidation, and now it looks like we're breaking north, probably in anticipation of the data.
True. It could pull back to maybe half of what it did today, but I'm not worried about much more downside than that.
Half of the green candle.
Yeah.
I always think that's likely. I always look for the bargain on a big pop like today. I always look to get in, like you say, halfway.
Yeah. Call it, sure, 1750 or 60 to be
Right
safe.
about there, the high of 2 days ago, 1766 would be a good spot to buy in.
Yeah.
If you want to be in for the data, because the data could come any day now.
Right.
If you don't want to be in for the data, stay away. The chart doesn't mean anything. It's all the data. Bottom line, it's the data. And if you think that it's going up now because there's a leak and the data is good, forget about that. You know, you could say it went down because there's a leak and there's the data was bad. It's all nonsense. Nobody knows the data.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to assume that nobody knows the data. You want to be cynical and say, "Oh, it went up because there's a leak and the data's good." You could think that way if you want.
Yeah,
what about the other one that's overdue? NWBO.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one in a while.
Overdue for data. It also has made a little pop, came back today to the 9. Closed right around the 9.
Yeah, you could argue that it's a good buy point.
The thing is, again, it's overdue for the data to be released, and do you want to be in for the data? Just like CVM, they're parallel plays. And our friend Fosco is not bullish on NWBO, but is very bullish on CVM. My own feeling is I'm out of NWBO. I made nice money on it, but I might decide to nibble before data if it works out for me. It's something I might just do on a little gamble, small money. You know, like I would maybe it would be a big bet at the racetrack, but a small bet in the stock market. That kind of money. Let's take a look at Dow for our friend. The smokestack stocks. Dow Chemical. The trouble with these, I find with these companies, is they always get into legal issues. That's why I stay away from them. Always, they're contaminating the waters, the rivers, who knows? Love canals, all kinds of stuff. It's sitting on the 50. It's had a nice run, beautiful run since 129, when it hit a low of 51 bucks. So it ran up to 62, where it is now. Not bad. It's a 20% move. I think this looks like a safe haven type play. You know, you're talking you're talking huge company with I wouldn't say they're recession proof, but they're not going to get hit hard if we do enter a downturn.
Sure.
And it's got a beautiful succession of higher lows stemming back to 1029, where it hit a low of 44.50.
Yeah.
So from that point, from November, which is only 4 months, it's up from 44 to 62. So 18 points. That's significant. That's about 40%. So that's pretty good. It's been showing phenomenal strength for a stodgy old company.
Yeah, absolutely. If that 50 holds, that'll be great.
Yeah, I like it. If you own it, there's no reason to sell it. And
Right.
if you don't own it and you want to park some money for a while, this might be a good place to park it.
Seems safe.
Yeah. What else? BLRX, right?
Yeah, BLRX. I don't know the fundamentals of this company. I just have,
It's another bio, right?
yeah, I have a lot of friends that have been trying to get me to nibble at this for a
Is
while.
this immunotherapy play? I think
I
it
have
is.
no idea. Let me look it up real quick as you're giving us the technicals.
I mean, the technicals right now look pretty yucky. You're looking at the 200. Let's see what else might stop this thing from going down.
Okay, this is oncology. What are they doing for the cancer though?
Probably immunotherapy. Anything oncology is immunotherapy lately.
Yeah, stem cell mobilization. Okay.
Right there is the line in the line in the sand. Look how look at how it lines up with the 200. Very close.
Yeah. So there is some downside here, but if you love it, then just add and hope it doesn't break the 240 level.
Well, 232 looks like solid support, but above
Mhm.
that is the 200. So you have a little support. The 200 is where now? Let's take a look. The 200.
Oh, I see. So Rishi's telling us that phase 3 data is going to come out. So this could be okay. Another binary play.
Yeah. We're looking at 238 on the 200. 238.
Yeah, I would love to see.
This number here, this low is 234. So basically they're the same. Very close.
Yeah,
Will it likely go all the way down to support? Probably. It looks that way, just chugging along to the downside, waiting for something to stop it. The good news is you have a solid wall of support at that 234, 238 level. The bad news is if it goes below that, it's going to drop precipitously. There would probably be some negative data to cause.
yeah. I mean, this is with these plays, you don't. There's not even much you really have to say. It's like, do you think the data is going to be good? Do you think the data is going to be bad?
Yeah. You can say the chart is telling you something that the data is not going to be good.
You could.
You want to read the tea leaves that way.
Yeah, I would need to look at what the options are priced at too to see what is there a big premium for the calls coming up. But yeah, I won't be buying this based on looking at this.
You want to give another look at PLX, which is due for PDUFA at the end of the month?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you got PLX on your list. Yeah, let's do that, and then maybe hop into some of your EVs like XPEV and Tesla.
Yeah, and XPEV, Tesla, and I want to do Fisker.
Yeah, Fisker. Yeah.
All right, so, and yeah, that's probably all the EVs I want to do. This chart, this is a nasty couple of days. Wow. From 650, the drop is just pretty bad, and to hit 550 to have to close. Well, I mean, there are worse dips, but again, you want to read into this, that this is telling you that the PDUFA is in trouble? You can if you want to read into it. I don't usually pay much stock to that personally. I've seen it work both ways, where stock goes down into PDUFA and it's good news. Stock goes up and it's bad news. So I'm not going to pay too much attention to that.
Technicals are so noisy with these small caps. It's not worth it.
Well, it's good to look at it. It gives you some perspective.
Yeah, I agree. But what you were saying about trying to surmise what outcome will happen is probably useless.
Well, this level is clearly nothing. It went right through it, but did bounce back above it. That's this double top here on 322 at 548.
Yeah.
And it went through that to close above it, which is not a bad sign.
That's true, but if it goes down to the 50, then you get some problems.
Yeah, the way this is looking in the chart, it looks like it really wants to go down to the 50.
Yeah. Which then ruins the uptrend that the 9 was starting to give you.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. You don't want it to take out. This candle is significant to me. I wouldn't want it to take.
520.
I wouldn't want it to close below the body of this candle, actually.
Yeah.
So let me that in.
That's right around where it was today.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to close below that.
Yeah.
But that proved to be support today. In other words, the open of that candle proved to be support.
Yeah, so from that perspective, maybe it's fine, but yeah.
535 was support today, and it's still support. You know something? It's not a bad swing trade, or a trade for actually a swing trade up until data, because if the 530, if the low of the day today doesn't hold, you sell for a quick loss. Otherwise, you just wait it out ride it up. If it rides up back to 650, you made a nice profit.
Yeah, that's true. And then if you know the date that the data is coming out, you can hedge a little going into it.
It's not data; it's PDUFA.
Oh, PDUFA. Well, yeah, sure. Then if you can hedge the PDUFA then.
535. So you put in a stop at 530, which is very tight stop, extremely tight stop. And you're looking for 650. You look to get in at 550. Although after hours it's up, so I don't know if you could. But your risk to the downside is minimal. Cents, and you're looking for $1 profit. So even 80 cents profit would be good. 4 to 1.
Yeah, not bad.
This one is playable as a swing trade. And forgetting about whether the PDUFA is approved or not, the drug is approved or not. You don't have to be in it that long.
Right.
All right. What else?
XPEV.
XPEV I loaded up on. It's now in my top 10 holdings. I almost got stopped out by 2 cents, and I survived that 29.75 hard stop. So when it went back above 30, I added to my position. Now it's one of my larger positions. So I'm still looking for $39, but I'm only going to take half off the table. If it gets 29.75, I'm still a loser if it gets back down there.
Yeah, this is starting to look.
So I'm playing it. Can you join me in this trade? It's a free country, but remember, my opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice, as is true for Arjun and all of our guests. So you should do your own due diligence and check with an advisor before acting on anything we have to say. Does that summarize it?
That summarizes it perfectly well. We're just here talking, spitting opinions.
Do as I do or don't do as I do. It's up to you.
Yeah, this one I agree. The swing is nice. Yeah, the lows are getting higher. It's kind of just moving sideways, but it looks okay.
Well, it'll look fine if it doesn't go below 29.75. If it hits $39 before 29.75, I'm going to jump up and down and do a few tumble salts. That would be a very nice game.
Well, if you're entering now, though, you don't want it to break whatever that green candle low is a little further back.
Look at how close I came yesterday.
Yeah, sheesh.
29.77. I'm 2 pennies away from being taken out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question if the market goes against me, I could lose this swing trade. I'm not out of the woods yet.
Right.
I just like my chance. After coming so close, I feel good about it, though, psychologically.
Yeah.
After surviving that scare, I deserve to win this particular trade.
Right. Well, yeah, we can look at Tesla.
The stock market gods are smiling upon me on this trade.
So far they are, yeah. We can look at Tesla, I guess. I think that was the next one on your list.
I added some today. I added some yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, if you value your sanity and not having to worry about stuff, you just buy stuff like this.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it can't go back to the lows back here, 3.5 at 5.39. This is a very volatile stock. It's, what can I say? There's risk in everything, even the big names.
Right.
And we do have a negative cross, positive cross of the 9 and 50, but a negative cross of the 50 and 100. It's interesting. Actually, the 9 is crossing the 100 and the 50, double cross. It's a double cross.
Yeah.
Triple cross, because the 50 is crossing the
100. Yeah, the 50's crossing the 100 downwards.
Yeah, that's not good. So we want.
Yeah.
But the 9 is showing some near-term strength.
I think that's more important when you look at this.
Yeah, probably. It's kind of neutral. It's a tug of war. Which cross do you value more, the 9 crossing the 50 or the 50 crossing the 100? For the short term, I think I prefer the 9 crossing the 50.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the people buying this, I would assume, are not swinging it per se.
We had a little pullback over the last 4 or 5 days, but I viewed it as a buying opportunity. What was the high 4 trading days ago?
780.
Yeah, it's 780, 79. So you're getting a bargain, 718. If you look at it that way.
Seems like it.
The high of the year wasn't it around 900?
Yeah, it was in the 9s.
Yeah. So
So what else? Do we
Tesla is kind of like Amazon to me. When in doubt, buy Amazon. When in doubt, add to your Tesla.
think you wanted the chart. Well, you got DermTech, you got Clove, you got VBIV.
Pick one.
Yeah, we can start with DermTech. I know you have some pretty large position here, if I remember correctly.
I had too large a position. I got clobbered, so I sold a good chunk of it.
Ooh,
Yeah,
this
I
is
got clobbered.
not a good
This is
chart at
what's
all.
known as free fall. Look out below, and it looks like it's going to test the 20s, $27, 20 that area. So where this stops, nobody knows. It's catching the proverbial falling knife.
Yep,
And
don't touch this. Don't touch this until you see what it does to the 200.
until the dust settles.
If
This
the
looks
200,
This looks like it could be support right here. I don't know where right here is.
yeah, it could. I mean, that's going to end up being the 200,
Yeah,
yeah.
28.19.
Yeah.
Right now, it looks like it's a fairly good bet that it's going to break through $30 a share. It looks like a much better short than it does a long.
Certainly. Short it down to 28 and then maybe buy it.
Buy it back at 28, yeah.
Nice little
I
tactical short.
own probably half the shares that I did own. I just couldn't take it anymore. I said, enough is enough.
Yeah, I'm hoping this one bottoms right as biotech starts to recover right in the high 20s, and then maybe I can start a position.
I'll be back if it gets to that 28 level. I'll be back in.
Yeah, I like the company. I just hate the chart. Yeah.
Oh, that's same here.
Yeah.
The chart is telling you something that you may not believe, but maybe the sales may not be there. You see, expectations may be greater than the reality so far. It may take a long time for doctors to go with this, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I wouldn't hold my breath. So we could do, let's see, which of these, everything just looks terrible. I guess VBIV, we can do VBIV because I just want to give people some hope from a fundamental perspective because there's very little from a technical.
No, I had to sell most of my VBIV just like I dumped my Dermatech.
Yeah, I personally think this is going to be dead money until late May, early June. So I would not rush to buy here. I would not. I mean, it depends how big your position is. I mean, if you have a big position, hold the core, maybe trim. If you have a small position, feel free to sell it and then come back later. Yeah, we just have to wait for some data readouts.
This looks like it's going to 245, that area.
I would agree, yeah. And then it could go lower.
Well, hopefully not.
Yeah, I hope not too, but
I think not, because I think bio will not totally give it up. They're not all going to zero, these stocks.
well, there's just so much fundamental value here. I mean, right now, the only thing priced into this is their Hep B vaccine, and that's not even why I'm in this stock at all. So I like it. I'm holding long. But the chart's ugly.
Hep B therapeutic, and they've got the glioblastoma.
Glioblastoma, and then I know it sounds ridiculous that we're still talking about COVID vaccines, but we're going to need a pan-coronavirus vaccine.
This might be the answer.
I think it's either this or GRTS. It could be both. There's room for multiple. We saw.
They're both Canadian companies, or?
GRTS is Gritstone. No, I think that one's American.
Mhm.
Yeah, Emeryville. That's over where I live. Yeah, they're both
I know
doing
there's a lot of talk about GRTS.
Yeah, I think it's fine if you like VBIV to also own some GRTS if you want to play both. Um,
And what about the other one that Jake had mentioned? I forget, ALT.
Altamune, yeah. I haven't been following that one as
That's
closely.
another possibility.
Yeah, yeah, play them all,
Yeah.
or play none.
Right now, I'm more inclined to play none.
Yeah, short term, I agree. There's no rush to get into these plays. You have time. I think you definitely have time.
I still own some VBIV. I didn't liquidate my whole position. Uh,
Yeah, for me, this is just a conviction play. I mean, I'm not even looking at the technicals. So.
all right, what else did I have on the list?
You have some CLOV, which had a real rough day, gave back quite a bit.
I sold all my CLOV for nice profit yesterday.
Well, you timed it to perfection
Yep,
because today it gave all of it back.
yep. No, I would have still had a profit. I bought lower than this.
Oh, you bought, okay, yeah, yeah. Well, it gave half of that, yeah, okay, half of that candle.
But I did much better selling in the nines. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that I dumped it. You know, I don't like to be in these Wall Street bets type plays. I don't like them one bit. So I said, let me get the hell out.
I mean, I don't blame you.
And at this point, I think it's dead money. At this point, even though it found support at the nine.
Right, right.
What else?
You got, well, you said you were going to chart the S&P. We could save that for the end, or we could do it now.
Let's go with the theme of XPEV and Tesla and Fisker.
We already did XPEV.
Oh, we did XPEV, so let's do.
Let's do Fisker. Yeah, let's do
Fisker.
Fisker.
Well,
FSR.
maybe it's so good we should do it a second time.
Yeah, swing trade 39. Okay, moving along.
12. That's right. 39 is my target. Yeah, this one looks like it put in a very nice bottom. Look at the volume today. Significant.
Incredible. Volume precedes price. Let's go.
Yeah, I think I bought some today. I bought some a little bit lower than where it is. I think I paid $12.50.
Wow, that's huge volume.
Yeah,
Jeez.
huge volume.
That's like 10 times what we've been seeing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got it's yeah, about 10 times.
Sheesh.
And the only thing that happened is John Murphy, the auto analyst at Bank of America, put a $31 target initiating coverage. But
Yeah, I mean,
he's a very respected veteran analyst.
yeah. Well, these things clearly matter. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I want in on this. I'm gonna wait a little, but I really like what I saw today.
I decided not to wait. Bought in.
Yeah.
I had excellent timing last time. I bought in around this price, sold at 24. See
Right.
if I can do that again.
Right.
So my thinking is the bottom's in, and if it's not, I'll just take my loss and say okay, and play it another day. But I really think the bottom is in on this one, as
Yeah.
I'm maybe just as optimistic on this one as I am on XPEV. and Tesla.
You know what? I'm gonna buy a little bit right now after market, just a little.
I think the EV play will come back strong.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just want in on this. These are the
Infrastructure. How about the infrastructure plays, the charging stations? Barron's put in a big plug for TPGY,
uh-huh.
and I played that, and I also own some Checkpoint. So I got rid of. I think did I get rid of my CLII? I don't remember. That's the EV Go. I actually don't remember. I might have, but I definitely own TPGY and CHPT.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look at any of those? I don't think I listed them. What else did I list?
You listed SPY and that's it. We did everything else. But hold on, let me read the comments um while you're doing this. I'm seeing, yeah, I'll let you talk about this and then we'll.
Well, we put in a high on Friday of 417.91, and
Yeah.
we come off of it, but not that much. So and it tried to keep the 9, but failed to. It closed below the 9. Now it would be a significant drop if it dropped all the way to the 50. The 50 is where? The 50 is at,
It's like 395. Yeah.
yeah, 395. So that would imply a pretty big drop, but certainly possible.
Yeah. Which might even be
I
healthy at
think
this
if I
point.
had to guess, I would guess much less of a pullback or a little less of a pullback.
Yeah.
And so I would look for to fill the gap that it has back. I'll show you where. I'm
Yeah, I think
looking. I'm looking for a little bit continuation to the downside, but not too much. I'm
it
looking
seems
at,
like you're looking for about 400.
yeah, the high of the day on 4/1, April
Yeah.
Fool's Day, 400.67. You have a very good eye, you know. You call those numbers very sharp.
I mean, I'm looking at a lot of charts these days.
Yeah,
So
400 does look like a very likely target. And it's also a round number, like a lot of things.
mm-hmm.
So 400, the fact that it broke through that nine day makes me nervous. So it would be quite in line to have a small pullback to the 400 level. What did we say the all-time high was? 417. That's nothing. 17 points is not even 5%, 4%. That makes sense to me. So either it turns around and is green tomorrow, or it continues down to about 400. Neither one would shock me.
right.
I would say flip the coin. It's going to come back and make new highs beginning tomorrow, or it's going to continue on down to 400. In which case, you have a little opportunity to add to your V. What is it called? VOO or SPY?
SPY, yep.
I think the Vanguard S&P 500 fund. I think is it VOO? I think so. Anyway, you can add to one of those funds at 400. And then you have further support at these highs, perhaps. If it does break below 400, then you're probably looking at 398, just below that. So it's possible it dips a little below 400. I mean, anything is possible, but certainly I think that range is 398 to 400 for a stopping point is reasonable. Okay, so that ends the show. Or was there one more?
No, let's do. Well, since no one's giving any requests, maybe I'll do some that I want to see. PLL, I haven't looked at that in a while, and I own some.
I actually sold it. I probably sold it too early, but I'm trying to consolidate. I went down from over 80 stocks to 35. And I had to make hard decisions. One of them was to get rid of PLL, which I wasn't in that long and I didn't have this strong connection with. Maybe that's psychologically why I got rid of it. Plus, the chart didn't excite me. So the chart still doesn't excite me, except we have what looks like a double low, double bottom.
Yeah.
So let's draw that double bottom in.
I think I'm holding here. I'm not going to add. Yeah, I'm going to hold.
Yeah, in this environment, probably that's smart. We have a double bottom, solid support coming at $60. So, you know, I mean, I don't know how solid the support is. We may find out. But it looks like that's where the support would be. We have several hits of that. It's
Yeah.
at least a double bottom, maybe a triple bottom.
Right.
So that area should hold. If not, I would just dump it if you own it. I dumped mine. What else? Anything else you want?
ITRM. Finally, people are typing, and then NDRA also, but that chart isn't going to make you too happy, but I love it. I'm holding it. I love it.
I sold some.
There was some downside there to the 180s, so I don't blame you. But this one, very weird chart.
It's like saying that the 200 is now resistance. What was support is now resistance.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't love it. How could you love it? You know, unless there's some kind of near-term catalyst that you're looking at.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this from a technical perspective.
Technical perspective, you're looking at obviously you're looking at resistance at 200. Gets past that, you might be in good shape, but will it get past that? I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
In this environment, it needs a catalyst to get it up there.
Needs a catalyst, or it needs bio macro to do well. Yeah, yep. Yeah.
If I go all the way back, I'm looking at 75 cents. It could be heading there. This one is another example of bio-direct. From $28 down to $1. Bio-direct. The epitome of bio-direct.
Agreed. Some great buying opportunities around the corner, just not today. Not today.
What was the other one?
NDRA, which this one's really interesting.
That one punished me.
Yeah, I'm doing okay here, but not great.
I took a 16% hit and I said goodbye, but I'm still in some of it.
Yeah, this one, I mean, it's just fascinating because like no one talks about it. There's like no institutional ownership. There's no shares, and there's no date for approval. It just does whatever it wants to do
when it took out 216. That was my line in the sand.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I certainly see downside to the 100-day. I mean, that's very possible.
It's just an ugly looking chart.
Yeah. Yeah, technically this one is not good. I agree.
It broke that 216. That's the problem. I think the best you can hope for is right now a trading range between some of these parallel lines in here. I don't think we're going anywhere for a while. North, that is. More likely south. So I own some. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay in what I have, but I do own it. And another disappointing one to me, I took a big hit, is CTIC. Why am I talking about all this, my losers? Why am I talking about my winners?
I gotta go soon anyway, so we can end whenever you want.
This one makes me nauseous. At this point, I did sell a small piece. I got to sell more. Just a nauseating chart. There's no point in being in it. I mean, what you're waiting for May to get PDUFA date, then you got to wait 6 more months. By that time, it could be $1. At the rate it's falling, I don't have the stomach for these the falling knife plays. So
I mean it's bio all look every chart in bio looks the same unless there's some recent news or something.
Bio is just dreadful. I said it before and I'll say it again. Probably no biotech stock should be owned right now. I drew the line right here, right about where it's at support, my support. It goes below that, I just I'm going to clear out.
Yeah.
One more solid new low, I'm out. You know,
Makes sense.
I hate looking every day, another big loss, another big loss, another big loss.
Yeah, cut your bio laggards, slowly scale back into your good ones, and just.
I'm keeping my BCRX. I'm keeping my ATHX. I'm keeping some Dermatech.
Yeah, I don't think BCRX makes any sense to cut.
I'm keeping some Innovis. I'm adding. I added to my Lilly today.
Yeah.
That's about it. I think that makes the end of makes for the show, right?
Yeah, I agree. One of these days we'll come on here, bio will reverse, everyone will be popping bottles, but today is not that day, and it might not be for a little while.
All right. When is the earnings for AUPH? Sean, Linda wants to know. Do you know? We need Jake for that.
Well, it looks like
Sean seems to know.
Yeah, it looks like, well, the thing is, it looks like it's the 13th, but it's an estimate. I don't know if they've put out any form, because it's the same thing with BCRX where we're waiting for that PR on when the date is, and until then.
I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody that we couldn't give a more optimistic view of biotechnology, but we just can't because the charts are not cooperating. We can't lie.
Absolutely.
The answer is biotech is temporarily dreck.
Yep.
So
I concur.
Do what you have to do to stay alive if you're in biotech and if you're a biotech trader. I hope it turns around tomorrow. It will turn around one day soon, or not so soon, but it will turn around. All these stocks are not going to zero. So this has been Dr. J and Arjun saying Annyeong, saying sayonara, saying au revoir, saying let me get this one right.
Arrivederci.
Chahadafiz. Arrivederci, auf Wiedersehen, das Vidanya. Ciao, shalom.
Peace.
And don't forget to subscribe. Peace sign.
All right, guys. Hang in there.
Take care, Linda. Take care.